or a Back to the Future wrapped in a memoir to heal? I mean, where did it come from?
Well, it was, I came to writing. I wasn't educated to be a writer. I got a business degree, and I came to writing not later, I mean, in my 30s and 40s, and I wasn't trained to be a writer. So the story was my husband and I moved to England with our oldest son, who was young at the time, for 3 years with his job. And we thought, oh, this is going to be a great adventure. But then when I got over there, I had worked in purchasing for like 15 years. I was like, wait a second, what do I do? This is a very long day in the countryside of England. So the first thing I did is I went and took some history classes at the local university, but that wasn't enough to fill the time. And I didn't have a work visa. And so my sacrifice was, I didn't sacrifice my career per se, but kind of my sanity. And then I'd always been drawn to writing. When I worked, I would always reread my emails and think about how profound my email about the picnic or the Chardonnay was. And so I was like, well, maybe what I'll do is dip my toes in the water. So it was almost out of desperation that I started writing, sitting in England. And then it was the beginning of the high-speed internet. And I was like,
Mhm.
wait a second, I can actually sell my words to people. I didn't know that was a thing. And so by the time we got home from England, I was pregnant with kid number two. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go right back to work. So at the end of that pregnancy, once I had him at home, I was like, wait a second, I have a second career here that I could possibly launch. And so my bread and butter, I wrote about college football for a long time, but that experience in writing for the Bleacher Report gave me the confidence to write You Cannot Mess This Up, because I did not take myself seriously, which this imposter syndrome I didn't realize was a thing.
Oh,
And that idea, and I love the past. I love nostalgia. I love time travel. So I'd always been fascinated with, and I always would like to, if I had a choice, I'd go backwards rather than forward. I was fascinated with
okay.
writing myself back to my own childhood. So it was just an idea. But like I said, my intention was purely to write a really funny book where I got to use the Sears catalog as my research.
Mm.
And that was my joy. Like, I have boxes of stuff I used for that book. But what I did not realize is once I wrote myself back into that position, oh my gosh, feelings.com, I was going to have to deal with every memory I've ever made, with my relationship with my parents, and looking at my own, because a lot of the book is based, it's a memoir wrapped in the tortilla of time travel, which makes it a fictional book.